So I was scrolling on YouTube and I come across a video that really captivated my eyeballs. Beating Minecraft, but I can't break the laws of Judaism. Obviously, everybody knows that I'm a Minecraft professional. Yes, we have all seen my Minecraft series that is now discontinued. So we already know just how much of a Minecraft pro I am. But I'm really excited to see, like, beating Minecraft, but you gotta be Jewish. You gotta keep Judaism. I can't wait to nitpick this like crazy. People are probably already nitpicking in the comments, or they're probably saying some not nice things in the comments. I'm really curious the angle that he's gonna take with this one, but as long as what he does in the video is accurate, like, he doesn't get, obviously you can't do everything, but as long as it overall is accurate, like, that's a win for me. So let's do this.
Can you beat Minecraft without breaking the commandments of Judaism? Okay, what even are the commandments of Judaism? Aren't they just the same thing as the 10 commandments? The answer is no. Judaism contains a lot more commandments than just 10, a lot of which are actually possible to follow in Minecraft. And there are a lot that aren't. Let me explain a little something.
That's a circumcision. By the way, we believe in the 10 commandments and stuff, but there's a bunch of like additional ones. But we believe that like the 10 ones are like the most important ones.
There are 3 Abrahamic religions: Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. Each one has a list of rules that is at the foundation of their faith. Islam has 5 main rules with the pillars. Christianity has 10 with the commandments. Guess how many Judaism has? 613. 613 rules that we're gonna have to follow within the game of Minecraft.
Well, actually, so a lot of them you can't follow because the Holy Temple no longer exists. And also many of the commandments are commandments of things that you're not allowed to do specifically. So you're actually following a bunch of them by just not doing anything. And yes, yes, this nitpicking won't stop because, you know, we're Jewish here. So we gotta nitpick. I'm assuming that he's not Jewish and that he's just, you know, doing his own research, which is great. Which is great. It wouldn't be Jew Reacts to Jewish Minecraft if I didn't complain all the time.
This is such a massive amount. We need to be organized or else this challenge will be too overwhelming. It'll be impossible. Luckily for me, the commandments have already been divided up into 34 separate categories. So let's take a look at the first category, God. The first thing that you probably notice is the way that I spelled this. Why would I put a dash instead of the O? Well, that brings me to the first rule that I want to set for this Minecraft run. The God category contains 10 commandments, but for simplicity's sake, there's really only one that I want to worry about, and that is not to profane God's name. In Judaism, the name of God is so sacred that many Orthodox Jews spell it with the dash instead of the O out of reverence. Yeah. So if I'm in my Minecraft run and I say anything along the lines of, "Ooh, good lord, there's a village right here. Can I make this jump? Ooh, oh my god." The run is instantly over, and I
don't see the, well, is saying good lord an issue? I mean, you could say the word God. Obviously, it depends how you use it. It's mainly in regards to like we believe it's so sacred that we like won't finish writing the literal name because we believe the literal written version of the word is very holy. You know, like if there's a word of God inside a book and you drop the book on the ground, like you gotta kiss the book. It's a whole thing. But yeah, you are. I mean, but yeah, in regards to the word God, yeah, you're technically not supposed to use it in a non-so friendly context. Not me though. I break the law all the time. This guy better be more religious than me.
Forbidden from spelling the name of God without the dash. Kosher speed run. Let's go. Okay, not the best spawn.
This is so
starting
niche.
right now. I can't say, you know what? I can't say that. There's 10 out of 613 rules. What have I gotten myself into? This is gonna be way too hard. Ooh, look, dude. It's some pigs for us to eat. Look, we can kill one right now. Wait! Let's talk about the second category of commandments that we need to follow, the dietary laws. This category contains 27 commandments and basically outlines the things that we can and cannot eat. As for animals, this is what the scripture has to say. Any animal that has true hoofs, with clefts through the hoofs, and that chews the cud, such you may eat. Because pigs have split hooves but do not chew their cud, this makes them not kosher, so pigs are off the menu in this run. But wait a second, there's another specific thing that makes meat kosher, and that's the slaughter method. For this, a shohet is required, who is basically an expert slaughterer trained in Jewish law, and what they do is they make a single cut with a special knife called a shalef to kill the animal in a humane way. Since we don't have access to either of these things in Minecraft, I'm gonna say there's no possible way we can make meat kosher, so we'll be prohibited from eating it for the duration of the run. So we'll have to make do with produce, all of which is considered kosher.
Yeah. Well, hold on. There's fish in Minecraft, right? If it's got fins and scales, right? Then you could eat the fish in Minecraft, technically, right? Yeah, you can't slaughter it in a properly kosher way. So that is true. But yeah, bro, just eat some fish, man.
You guys really thought I was gonna kill that pig, didn't you? You guys really thought. Anyways, I think that a good start would actually just be to cut down all these trees and just wait for the apples to drop.
A few moments later.
Okay, so we have a few apples. Okay, after I eat, there's got to be another rule that kicks in. Really quickly, let's go over the third category of commandments, the prayers and blessings. This category only has 4 commandments, which makes it the shortest one. Basically, we have to pray a few times per day when certain events happen, which are after we eat, in the morning, and at night. The prayer after we eat can be accomplished by typing
and the afternoon and stuff. And it's like before and after you eat, unless it's gonna be like a longer meal. Then you won't say it before and after every single food that you eat. Oh God, the nitpickings they're coming, guys. They're gonna come.
The words "Thank you for giving food into this world" into the chat. This sounds pretty simple, but we have to do this every time after we eat, including.
Well, technically, I noticed that you're eating an apple there, which means that you have to say the blessings of the tree of ha'etz, borei peri ha'etz, giving the fruit of the tree, and then afterwards you would have to say the after blessing. So merely just saying thank you God, which that is a great thing to say, but technically speaking, you're eating an apple, and versus if you ate bread or if you had other or like water, there'd be different blessings to say, but it's fine. It's fine. It's actually perfectly fine. I don't even care because it's Minecraft, guys. It's Minecraft.
If we're fighting something, so this rule really has the potential to mess us up.
If you're getting attacked, then it's fine. Like if it's a life and death situation.
Second and third times that we have to pray are in the morning and night, where we will type a part of the Shema, "The Lord is our God, the Lord is one," into the chat. Again, this is pretty simple, but there's potential for us to forget and lose the.
He's gonna be saying the Shema in morning and night. Yes, there is an afternoon prayer. Obviously, there's no Shema in the afternoon prayer, but it's still a prayer.
Challenge. Anyways, let's get back to the gameplay. Now I have to type, "Thank you for giving food to this world."
All right, we'll take it,
we have to say
guys.
that after every single time we eat, no matter.
So you actually got you guys to before. There's a before blessing and an after blessing. I'm disliking this. I'm disliking the video. This is absolutely terrible, guys. I'm kidding, but this is
what?
Funny.
Ooh, I hear a skeleton. Hopefully, I don't have to fight him. Just a quick little note: there are Jewish laws about fighting, which I will reveal later. But for now,
I
just
forgot
enjoy.
those ones.
Oh no!
I never fight.
I do not want to fight this thing. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Hush bear.
Wait, what happened? Did I die? Am I in heaven? Oh. Anyways, since we just died, what do the Jewish commandments actually have to say about killing? The main commandment that deals with this is simple: thou shalt not murder. But this leaves a lot up to interpretation. Do undead mobs count as murder? Do skeletons count? Just for the challenge's sake, I'm gonna say that I'm not allowed to kill anything unless it's absolutely necessary for the run to continue.
Let's see. So according to Judaism, are you allowed to kill a zombie or a skeleton? Well, here's the thing, right? What's life? Life is the soul, right? And this is just Rabbi Jew Boy's opinion. But if neither of those things have a soul, then technically it wouldn't be considered alive. So technically speaking, now we gotta ask Beis Hillel and Shammai. Obviously, Beis Hillel would probably say you're allowed to kill it. Beis Shammai, vice versa, but we would have to. We would need to look more into it. But me personally, if you're going according to me, I would personally kill them. Because, yeah.
For example, I'll be allowed to kill blazes because they're required to progress in the game. Also, if my life is actually in danger, like it just was with the skeleton, I'll be allowed to fight it. But
he's making loopholes now, just like a good Jew. So this is actually, so it's actually a very...
That, no killing. Okay, it's annoying that we died, but it's okay. Let's just get another attempt in.
What the hell?
Okay, so I found a village, which is
how come
good.
in every Jew video they always use the same videos of of like those Hasidic Jews dancing. It's always that one video.
But unfortunately, we cannot steal anything because that's some of the commandments. So, but I think this is like where I want to settle down. And
aren't the villagers like canonically Jewish? Wasn't that a thing that was said? So actually, if you're Jewish, then you're borrowing from your brothers, right? It's actually a great thing.
build a house, and yes, this challenge requires that I build a house, believe it or not. Okay, it's turning night.
Build a house.
We pray. Now we can go to sleep. As you can see, we're really struggling with food.
So I noticed you didn't say Hamapel before you went to bed. I just noticed that. Oh God. Yo, chat. We nitpicking.
Because like the only food we can really get is apples and stuff that we grow. Because we can't steal it from the village. So like I really need to get a farm going. Alright, so we're officially out of sprint.
He's gonna beat the game.
Okay, so
like
it is currently Minecraft day 3, and we have until the end of day 6 to finish building a house. I'll explain why there's a time limit on building a house later, but you're gonna want to stick around to see why we need this house. Let me tell you.
Why does he need a house? He doesn't need it. What do you need a house for?
Okay, hold on. Why the heck am I actually building a house? Well, let me introduce you to the next category of commandments, the times and seasons. This category has 35 commandments, but there are really only 4 that apply to Minecraft, all of which have to do with Shabbat or the Sabbath. They are to sanctify the Sabbath, not to work on the Sabbath, to rest on the Sabbath, but most importantly, not to leave your place of residence on the Sabbath.
Okay.
This is why I had to build a house. I had to have a place to reside during the Sabbath. So the official rule is that every 7th Minecraft day, we must be inside of our house resting for the entirety of the day. Don't laugh. Okay, it is now Minecraft day 6 out of 7. Okay, this isn't much, but this looks like such garbage. I'm gonna fix this up, by the way. And once we wake up, we're not allowed to leave the house. We're not allowed to do any work. We're not allowed to do anything except pray. Now we just have to...
Well, okay, well, here, now Jubilee actually has something to explain here, right? How would that be true? Like, all Jews go to synagogue on Shabbos, right? So there's actually, the rabbis discuss of how far, there's a certain amount of distance that you're allowed to travel outside of, like, your home and city, essentially. Shoot, what's the word called? You guys know in the comments. Someone say what it's called. It's like a certain, like, square mile radius of how far you're allowed to travel. But everything in there, you're allowed to travel to, right? And the rabbis have a whole discussion of, like, what's considered a home, what's considered your residence, right? And then you have the whole thing of an Erev, right? Which is basically a fence that you build around your community so that you're still technically inside a residence, right? Many loopholes, yes, we know. So technically speaking, you know, for starters, you're allowed to leave your house. It's mainly about like carrying things and like doing stuff. But obviously he's not going based off of rabbinic commandments and interpretations and stuff like that. Because like how else would he go to synagogue on the Sabbath? So what he could have done is he could have built a fence around like 50 chunks. I think that's very reasonable. And then he would still be considered residing indoors and he wouldn't have to be stuck inside all day. You're welcome. Yes, Rabbi Tzvi confirms.
To sit here, we can't place any blocks, we can't break any blocks, we can't move anything around in chests. Really, the only thing we're allowed to do is study the Torah, so, let me go do that for a couple minutes.
Bro did not study any Torah, bro. We already know.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel well rested after that Sabbath.
So, I noticed that when you woke up, you didn't say Madani, and that is fine, right? But there's a morning prayer before the morning prayer that you're supposed to say where you thank God for restoring your soul back into your body. I noticed that you didn't say it, which is fun. It's Minecraft, but I just noticed that you didn't say that. Yeah, it's whatever.
Okay, first things first, let's expand our farm. All right, that should be big enough. The second thing we need to do is fix this house. So maybe you guys can't really tell the difference, but it looks better, guys. Trust me. And the inside looks better too. Okay, now that we're kind of set up, we can kind of go into the more unique things about this challenge, and there are quite a few of them. Okay, so before we get into the truly crazy rules of this challenge, I need to explain something about Judaism. If you've been really paying attention, even after all these rules that I've explained so far, we haven't covered a sixth of the total commandments. So why? Well, we can split them up into two categories: positive commandments and negative commandments.
There you
A
go.
negative commandment is something that prohibits you from doing something. For example, the commandment "thou shalt not murder" asks you not to murder. A positive commandment would be asking
But they didn't say that thou shalt not send, right?
you to actually do something. For example, start digging in your butt twin.
Yeah, what are we doing, bro?
That one's not in the Torah, but you get the point. What I'm trying to say is that there are a lot of commandments that ask us not to do something that would be impossible to do in Minecraft anyway, so we don't have to worry about them. This covers a lot of commandments, but there are a few positive commandments that we still have to follow. This first one's a fun one. We're actually going to have to build a tabernacle. If you don't know what this is, it's basically the sanctuary that the ancient Jewish people used to worship. So let's just go back into our Minecraft world and build kind of whatever we want. It's not like there's a complicated and extremely detailed guide found within the Jewish text that specifies exactly how our tabernacle should be built. What? Welcome to How to Build a Tabernacle 101.
Oh, so actually, so the Holy Temple no longer exists, so you would not be required to build a tabernacle because we don't have all the other things required to fulfill the things on the tabernacle. But this is Minecraft, so it is fine. I know that there are a bunch of guys in Israel trying to do it, and they're weird and crazy. But I'm curious how he's gonna build a one-to-one replica, so that'll be interesting to watch.
First of all, the tabernacle must be built out of acacia wood. No, I did not make this up. There are multiple verses that specify that it should be built out of specifically acacia wood.
Yeah.
Step 2. Refer to the schematic constructed by Jewish scholars on the exact dimensions of the
Is that
tabernacle.
Rambam?
Okay, so real talk, the commandments actually do command us to build a tabernacle, and I think that a good place to start would be to build the courtyard using path blocks. Okay, so I think that this space behind our house is probably the best area to build the tabernacle in. I mean, look how flat this is. Okay, the tabernacle was 100 cubits long and 50 cubits wide, which cubits are basically just like an ancient measurement. It's going to be about 50 blocks long, like 25 blocks wide. Okay, so that should be the rectangle of like where the courtyard is going to be. And we just got to fill it in. Okay, so I think the next thing that we need to do is we need to build a fence around here. Okay, so there's the fence done. So now we have the courtyard and the fence. Now it's time to start putting some of the details. So the first things first, we need to put this campfire in the middle because look at the picture, man. It's there. And then there's like all these...
Yeah, by the way, if one detail is off, the entire thing's like not kosher. Honestly though, like respect to this guy. He did some research here. I mean, this is no simple task. So like I assume this video took a very long time to make just outside of recording.
Inches around
a lot
it.
of research.
Okay, so now it's time to build like the actual structure of the tabernacle. So basically what this is, it was a sanctuary that the ancient Jewish people used to worship, and it was like a temporary sanctuary. It wasn't supposed to be like a building that was like existed for a long time. It was built with these 5 pillars, so let's do that. Okay, that looks perfect, just like the pictures. Okay, now we need to do the walls. Okay, so the basic structure is now complete. So if we look at the inside of the tabernacle, basically it's split up into 2. It's like the holy place and then the holiest of holy places. And basically that's where they keep the ark. So let's kind of split this up into 2. Okay, now we need to work on the covering. This is something that's actually a commandment. It talks about having a red linen. So I'm going to cover up the roof with red wool. So let's get some of that. Okay, perfect. Now, last thing, we need to make those little diagonal things down. We can't really do it with wool, so let's just do it with some wood. Okay, we're pretty much done. We just need to put a cauldron to represent the brazen lever. I don't know how to say that, but you know. Okay, we have one last thing until the tabernacle's done. So let's go inside. This is the holiest.
This is very interesting. If you're Jewish and you're watching this and I missed any nitpicks, feel free to nitpick in the comments because I know there's a lot there that I pretty much just skimmed over.
Holy places, which is where they kept the Ark of the Covenant, you know, like the one in Indiana Jones. Yeah, so
yes.
I want to actually get a couple of gold blocks to put in here to represent the Ark. So I'm going to go mining to see if I can get enough gold.
Well.
Guys, I've been mining for well over an hour. I have 6 gold. I'm just gonna go to the Nether, okay? Yeah, man, we're going to the Nether in our run. Yeah, we're gonna get some blaze rods. Nope, I'm looking for gold for my freaking tabernacle. Terrible spawn. My collar's blue, but my neck is red. I've been working like a dog just to keep my family fed. Okay, that's 2 gold block. Okay, this is a big moment. Once we put these 2 gold blocks in, our tabernacle is officially complete, baby. Yes!
Yeah, where's the coin go?
Okay, I know what you're thinking. We got the tabernacle done. We're all set up.
So technically, you can't be in the Holy of Holies if you aren't one, and like you'll literally die actually. So I guess he is one technically.
House. We've been resting on the Sabbath. We've been praying every day. Let's just go beat the game, right? Wrong. There's one more final rule that we have to follow before we can go beat the Ender Dragon. And it's a doozy. We have to recreate an entire copy of the Torah. First of all, what even is the Torah? Well, it's just the first 5 books of the Old Testament. And yes, there actually is a commandment that tells us that every person should write a scroll of the Torah for himself.
Yeah, that is a commandment. It's true. I have a couple friends that have done it. Now it's just like, when you're born, they'll just like write a letter for you in the Torah and stuff. He's not gonna write the entire Torah, right? Because that's gonna.
So how are we gonna do this? Well, the answer is the book and quill, which requires 3 ingredients to craft: a book, a feather, and an ink sac. To get the books, we can trade with the librarian villager, which is allowed by the Jewish commandments, which state that we can trade goods as long as it's fair. The problem comes with the
villagers
ink
are
sac
never
and the feather,
fair
because we would have to kill animals to get these items. We already established that we can't eat animals because of our inability to slaughter them in the correct way, but can we use other parts of them? I'm gonna say yes, as long as our killing method is humane. So now, all we have to—
Wow, already doing loopholes, which means that he's on track to be a rabbi.
Do is gather materials and then copy paste the entire 600 pages of the Torah one by one.
Well, technically, it has to be written with a certain ink. It has to be handwritten, and technically, the parchment, right? It's got to be made in a proper way. And I noticed I use a book and quill. I don't know if that would be the proper way to write it. It's fine. It's fine because it's Minecraft, guys. It's Minecraft, okay?
But
it's fine.
Sounds easy. Oh, look, it's a librarian. Okay, I already know what you guys are gonna say in the comments.
Wait, isn't it breaking the commandments if he's killing animals in a non-kosher way?
It is technically breaking the rules, but I think that this is a worthy exception because there's really literally no other way for us to write our own Torah without killing a few chickens and squids for their drops. Okay, now begins the excruciating process
you could have went into mine shafts until you found a book.
Copy pasting 1 page at a time, the entire 600 page long Torah. Let's see how long this takes.
It's gonna take a long time.
Okay guys, drop your bets. How long did it take for me to copy paste the entire Torah into books in Minecraft?
Or like
an hour?
5 hours?
2 hours? 5 hours! It took—
Yeah, I've done this sort of rodeo before.
5 hours of doing this! And I even installed a mod that allows me to copy paste more in at a time, and it still took that long. So if you're wondering why it takes so long to make these videos, it's because of stuff like that! Every single book, man.
No freaking way, bro. I noticed you didn't have any Gemaras there.
The entire Torah. Oh my gosh. On day 33, we can now start thinking about actually beating the game. Only armor we have is gold boots. What are we doing? We have a tabernacle, we have an entire recreation of the Torah, no iron armor. That's literally just this challenge. It's like, it started, you know, we were thinking about beating the game, and then, we gotta build the tabernacle, and then, we gotta make an entire recreation of the Torah, and now we can finally beat the game.
It's funny because you didn't have to do either of those
iron
things.
Armor, finally. Okay, I have to be careful to remove the golden boots and then put this on because that's actually a commandment. You can't wear clothing made of different mixed fabrics. So the more you know, right? Okay, it's now the Sabbath, so let's rest up and then we can go beat the game. Okay, while I'm resting, let's do a little refresher on the rules before I go into the Nether. There are really only two big ones that we have to worry about. The first being the thou shalt not murder rule, which basically states we can't kill anything
Doesn't say
unless
thou
it's
shalt not
absolutely
sin,
necessary
though.
for the run to continue. This pretty much means we aren't allowed to kill any hostile mobs other than blazes and the ender dragon, since those are really the only two that are truly required to beat the game. But that rule is pretty easy compared to us having to type a prayer in the chat every time that we eat. Remember, we have to type.
So if you eat bread, actually, then eating bread is a sign of you're eating a meal, and you actually could eat anything you want right after that. Until your meal is over, and then you just have to say the after blessing. So as long as you eat bread before, then you could eat as much as you want in between. So what I would do is I would eat bread before going to the ends or the nether, and then you'd be good for like a solid few hours. Well, about 75 minutes. Yeah, that's what you know what I mean. Versus, eating a fruit and saying a before and after blessing every time.
This whole thing, which takes about 5 to 7 seconds. In other words, if we need to heal it all, we have to freeze for 5 to 7 seconds no matter what after we eat, which is going to make the nether in the end a lot more challenging. Okay, let's
Poor
find
guy
this
doesn't
fortress.
know. He ate bread, he's chilling.
My main decider of success in this nether fight will be how fast I can type the Jewish prayer after you eat. Dude, before this recording session, I was actually training on monkey type so that I could type this faster. Oh, here's a spawner right here. Okay, we got monster hunter. Okay, that's one blaze rod. Okay, now look. Now we're gonna have to heal. Boom. See,
he's
this
really
is where
typing
things get
it
dicey.
after every time.
Anything could just get me right now, and I can't do anything. Ooh, no, 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 no. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Yeah, this is unnecessary.
Hi, how are you?
Oh! Dude. Oh, let me heal. I'm closing this off. Dude, it takes like 5 bread to heal. Dude, there's so many in there. Dude,
Should've
why am
got
I
some
so
fish.
scared right now? Ah! There's so many. Oh gosh. I need one more. Look at the chat.
That's crazy.
Okay, come on. Okay, get me out of here. We actually almost just died because we were typing our prayer. That's crazy. All right, now all that's left to do is just get our ender pearls. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really nervous about eating and then just dying in the ender dragon, but we're gonna do our best. Hey, we found it. Watch me lose all of my hours of progress on this world to the ender dragon. Oh, this is how you know you're dealing with a true Minecraft professional. Let's do this.
Oh, he's really doing it.
Boom, sniped. I turn into the world's fastest typer whenever I have to heal up.
He's really typing it after every time.
Oh
no.
We're so close. Oh my gosh, already another perch. Oh. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh my
Yo, he hella
gosh.
clutch.
Yes! At first glance, I had done it. I beat Minecraft without breaking the commandments of Judaism. But shortly after entering the credits, I made a fatal error. That was a fun challenge. Not really what I was expecting at all. Oh my god, I can't believe we actually beat that. Wait!
That was a fun watch, honestly. Obviously, he's going directly from the book and not like the rabbinic stuff, which is fine. It was entertaining nonetheless. I appreciated it. Whenever I could find like a positive video about Judaism online, like I take it as a win. So shout out to that guy. I'll link his vid in the description. And if you're Jewish and you noticed any nitpickings that I didn't point out, I know that you guys love complaining, so please leave it in the comments. And join my Discord server. It's pretty epic. And let me know if I should play kosher craft. Okay, subscribe. God bless.